I think it's interesting. The president just said something which is that on the day after the attack, he went in the Rose Garden and said that this was an act of terror.
Romney is trying to have Obama confirm what he just said.
You said in the Rose Garden, the day after the attack, it was an act of terror.
Obama is quite crafty when it comes to social dynamics. First, he doesn't want to follow Romney's lead here, and second, he probably understood that it's a possible trap, so he's not replying. When someone doesn't comply to you, you have two options. You can either shrug it off and pretend it never happened, or you can keep requesting compliance. If you keep requesting compliance, you draw more attention to it and you raise the stakes. If you get denied though, it will reflect more badly on you. Romney here decides to keep requesting compliance, and he does with non-verbal facial expressions.
It was not a spontaneous demonstration. Is that what you're saying?
Please proceed, Governor.
Super powerful comeback by Obama here. Not only avoids following Romney's lead, but he flips the script and takes charge by telling him to please proceed. Romney has little options here but to follow Obama's request. Romney looks schooled. Obama looks dominant.
I want to make sure we get that for the record, because it took the president 14 days before he called the attack in Benghazi an act of terror.
Get the transcript.
He did, in fact, sir. So let me call it an act of terror.
Can you say that a little louder, Candy?
Can you say that a little louder? He's on a roll now. Again, very dominant, maybe even a little bit too much, but it's a fantastic, fantastic strategy to highlight Romney's blunder.
He did, in fact, sir. So let me call it an act of terror.
Can you say that a little louder, Candy?
He did call it an act of terror. It did as well take 2 weeks or so for the whole idea of there being a riot out there about this tape to come out. You're correct about that.
The administration indicated that this was a reaction to a video and was a spontaneous reaction.
They did.
It took them a long time to say this was a terrorist act by a terrorist group. And to suggest, am I incorrect in that regard?
Am I correct in that regard? It doesn't even matter if you are correct when you look tentative. It's human, of course, but you should never look tentative on a presidential debate. And by asking Obama for his opinion, Romney looks again like a follower and is offering to his opponent on a silver platter the chance to strike again.
And to suggest, am I incorrect in that regard? On Sunday, your secretary, the ambassador of the United Nations went on the Sunday television shows and spoke about how this was a spontaneous reaction.
I'm happy.
Notice this. Obama walks on stage and interrupts Romney without even looking at him, as if it didn't even matter. Super dominant. And again, rather poor decision by Romney. He stops speaking and notice his arms. He lets them drop to his side, as if to relinquish his right of speaking and as if to surrender the stage to Obama.
Your secretary, the ambassador of the United Nations went on the Sunday television shows and spoke about how this was a spontaneous reaction.
I'm happy to have a longer conversation about foreign policy.